There have been 3 different people who have committed 3 different crimes over a span of 81 hours in the city of Beloit.
Right now, for the third time in 5 days, Beloit police are investigating a homicide, this time outside a high school. Reaction to the ongoing violence coming up at 5:30. Well, this is a live look at a visual outside Beloit Memorial High School. It started at 4 o'clock and comes less than a day after a 19-year-old was shot and killed last night in the school's parking lot. Our Tahalil Mohodin is there, and we'll hear from her in just a moment. But right now, we start with this video from yesterday morning when Beloit police were already investigating their second homicide this week. Officers say they found a woman stabbed to death on House Drive. In a news conference yesterday afternoon, Beloit's police chief told us that he's frustrated. But about 13 hours later, Beloit police were back at another homicide investigation after a man was shot outside Beloit Memorial High School after a boys' basketball game against La Follette. Police say the 19-year-old was rushed to the hospital where he later died. The chief says at least 30 people were in the parking lot when the shooting happened, but he says none have come forward with any information.
If that was your loved one, you would want somebody to come out and talk to you. It is absolutely ridiculous that we have 30 to 40 people who witnessed a young man lose his life and refuse to talk to us. The culture of the no snitching needs to stop.
We are tireless in our pursuit of justice. Please know that we are doing everything in our power to keep not only our children, but the community at large safe.
The school district of Beloit says it's fully working with the investigation. In a statement this morning, the district superintendent said violence of any kind is devastating, and the district will provide the resources needed to help students and their staff through this difficult time. Now, our Tahalil Mohodin is in Beloit tonight at a vigil for the victim of last night's deadly shooting. Tahalil, what have you seen so far?
Brad, less than 24 hours after that tragic shooting, members of the Beloit community came together here sharing messages of hope and unity. It was a group of students, teachers, and pastors and the greater Beloit community offering prayers for the 19-year-old victim and his family. They lit candles, flew balloons, and found comfort in one another. Speakers at the vigil, many of them, like I said, pastors, urging those in the community to do the right thing and cooperate with the area's police. The young man's family was also here tonight and thanked all those in attendance for coming out to show their support. Now, according to Beloit police, they said there were at least 20 people near the area when that shooting happened, and they too are urging those people to come forward as witnesses.
Thanks so much, Tahalil. And stay up to date with the latest from Beloit by downloading our Channel 3000 News app. It's free and available in the App Store. All right, we're going to be right back.
The Better Business Bureau seal means trust and so much more.
It's important to us to have that accreditation, kind of like a stamp of approval.
It means quality products and great service.
The Better Business Bureau has been really helpful at providing educational pieces for the businesses.
Our accredited business owners are your neighbors, even friends.
The Better Business Bureau is a great place to start.
We're your BBB. Join our trustworthy community today at bbb.org.
I was a Navy submariner for over 20 years. I spent a large portion of my life underwater. Service is about putting your country before yourself. But Senator Ron Johnson uses his office to serve himself. Ron Johnson passed a special tax break that benefited his family's business, then cashed out of the company for $5 million. Ron Johnson has doubled his wealth since he's been elected. That's not what service is about. Tell Ron Johnson to stop voting for tax laws that benefit himself.
If your credit card debt is out of control, if you're in over your head in monthly payments, there's a secret the credit card companies don't want you to know. If you have more than $10,000 in credit card debt, you have the right to let us settle that debt for a fraction of what you owe. That's bad news for the credit card companies, but it's great news for you. We're Credit Associates, and we're offering you free information on how to completely resolve your credit card debt with a monthly payment you can afford. To see how much you could save, call now. 1-800-914-6947. Don't declare bankruptcy. Don't consolidate. Give us 10 minutes and we could save you thousands. After all, we depend on your success and offer a guarantee so there's no risk to call. Credit Associates. Live better, debt-free. We'll even show you how to use your stimulus money to jumpstart our services and get you debt-free faster than you ever thought possible. Call Credit Associates now to see how much you could save for free. Call 1-800-914-6947.
All right, take a look at your screen right now. This is new drone video tonight showing the aftermath of yesterday's major snowstorm in the Northeast. This video comes from Boston, and you can see that these streets, cars, and buildings are just covered in snow. Thousands of people in the region are still without power tonight. And not much action in terms of weather in our area. Here's a live look at the Capitol tonight. The sun was peeking through today, and we're set to start to see that again on the work week when it gets started. We also might begin some snow, Austin?
Yeah, a few chances of snow that we're watching out for. But if you have tuned in for these last few days, you'll know that we got excited for some chance of some snowfall over the last few days. But we've also seen that really shifting south. So unfortunately, at this time right now, if you're really looking out for large snowfall totals, you're probably going to have to head down to Illinois because this system really is shifting farther south. Now, we're still going to stay on the milder side of things for our Monday and Tuesday, and we're actually going to see some 30s returning to the forecast. It'll feel quite nice out there at times, but it's also going to stay dry into this early part of this next week, but any snow still possible towards midweek? Well, I'm going to dive into that right now. Current Doppler track, it looks great. We're just going to see mostly cloudy skies for tonight, but the future track does show those temperatures dipping back down into those lower teens in the overnight hours. But by the time we reach tomorrow afternoon, that's whenever we're really going to see those mild temps kicking in. Temperatures in the upper 20s and low 30s. Those temperatures really won't budge from that point on, at least for the next day or so, because then we're going to start out on Tuesday with those upper 20s and low 30s, and we're going to see upper 30s by the end of our day on Tuesday. So it's looking quite nice there. Just a very slim potential to actually see maybe a flurry or even a lighter rain shower pass through here on Tuesday, but that chance is very low as of right now. But what we're also watching out for, that midweek storm, but the latest models pretty much all coming together right now and pretty much all saying the same thing as well. This is going to be a southern storm, mostly out of our viewing area, but I do still think that some of our southern communities could still see a few flurries or some snow showers here and there. If we do end up seeing accumulation, it's going to be limited to some of our southernmost communities, and it's going to be on the lighter side of things. But if you're heading down to Chicago or even farther south, I would say Tuesday morning is your best bet to get out there, because afterwards that snow is going to pick up and it's going to keep on falling for quite some time. Not so much here, however. What we're going to see with that snow passing just down to our south, it's still going to cool down our temperatures. Even though we're not going to see that snowfall here, we're going to see a dip in temps afterwards. But watch what happens. Now that we're not expecting as much snowfall, we see the dip, but it also rebounds very nicely. Now, earlier in the week, we didn't see this quick rebound that we currently have right now. It looks like it's speeding up by about a day or two, and that's because we're not expecting that snowfall. Additional snow really keeps those temperatures down a little bit longer afterwards, so it does look like we'll see a bit of a quicker recovery. Current temperatures outside right now, just about 25 degrees, so it really does feel quite nice out there. And that extended forecast, it's looking a little bit better as these days do go by. That snow chance on Wednesday, it's dwindling. Right now, I'd say our southern communities have the best shot at even seeing some flurries or lighter snow showers. Afterwards, we look to really dry things out and that quick cool down. But the end of the forecast looking pretty nice here with those upper 20s and low 30s returning.
Yeah, I know. It seems weird to say 25 feels really good, but after some of the weather we've had, it's been pretty brutal. So good to see it tick up a little bit.
It's that time of the year where 20s and 30s are welcome all day long.
All right, thanks so much, Austin. We're going to be right back with more from Beloit.
In the 608, turns one. Josh Breiter kicks off an amazing look back at some of the most memorable moments that have brightened our lives for the last year.
And are we still tracking some snowfall around midweek? I'll have all the updates Monday morning from 4:30 to 7.
How much money have you wasted trying to find the right shade of foundation to match your skin tone? You end up with so many unused bottles, yet you can't bear to throw them out. Now, there's Color Beauty Self-Adjusting Foundation, which means you'll never search for the perfect shade again.
It's really difficult for me to find a good tone foundation. I usually purchase about 3 or 4 and sometimes mix them. Color Beauty is a game changer in finding the right foundation. You put it on your skin and it transforms into your own skin tone.
The Color Beauty foundation is so simple to put on. My skin looks great and it just looks awesome.
The key to the innovative Color Beauty formula is tiny color beads that release and blend to perfectly match your skin tone as you apply it. The foundation is white when it comes out of the bottle, but when I begin to apply it, it adjusts to blend perfectly with the color of my skin.
My biggest problem area is my cheeks right here. Color Beauty feels really light on my skin, and I can tell that it is pretty full coverage, so it looks like I don't have too much foundation on, but it is covering all my acne scars like I was saying before. I actually really love it. It's weightless and it's full coverage, and also it literally just matches my skin as soon as I put it on. It's no work. I've never experienced a foundation like this.
Color Beauty only comes in 2 colors, light and medium. If you have fair skin or you burn easily, go with the light. If you have darker skin, go with the medium. Plus, with an SPF of 50, they're getting the highest level of sun protection in a lightweight formula. And best of all is Color Beauty's exclusive special. Order this New Year's and get 40% off. That means you'll get the color adjusting foundation, the skin smoothing primer, and the fan favorite lash enhancer for thicker, longer looking lashes at 40% off. Plus, get free shipping. Visit color40.com or call the number on your screen.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
Unfortunately, I'm meeting with you again in the 24-hour span in regards to senseless acts of violence in the city of Beloit.
Recapping our top story tonight, Beloit police are now investigating their 3rd homicide in 4 days. Officers say a 19-year-old was shot and killed last night outside Beloit Memorial High School after a boys' basketball game. Beloit's police chief says at least 30 people were in the parking lot when the shooting happened, but he says none of those people have come forward with any information. And if you do have any information on last night's shooting, Beloit police want you to call that number on your screen. Our Tahalil Mohodin is outside Beloit Memorial High School right now. A vigil started there at about 4 o'clock. What have you seen, Talil?
Well, dozens of people were gathered outside here in this area outside of Beloit Memorial High School. They lit these candles that you see beside me, and together they found comfort in one another, offering messages of unity and prayers for the victims and his family. Now, many of the speakers were actually pastors, and they prayed for the community, and they said that they would rather not gather in this way, and shared their messages for the future of the Beloit community. And I did speak with one of those pastors. We'll hear more from her tonight at 10. But essentially, she was saying she'd rather have these gatherings to celebrate life, to celebrate togetherness. So for now, reporting live in Beloit, Tahlil Mohodin, News 3 Now.
And thank you for all of your coverage this week, and you did a great job, Tahlil. And we want to keep you up to date with the latest information on what's happening in Beloit on our Channel 3000 News app. Remember, it's free and available in the App Store. Next tonight, we are still working to learn more about a hit and run yesterday on Madison's east side. MPD says the crash on Milwaukee Street sent 1 person to the hospital. They are expected to be okay. Officers say a suspect in the crash ran off and armed themselves inside a home. They later turned themselves in after negotiations with police, but charges have not been announced yet. And 9 people are dead after an overnight crash outside of Las Vegas. Officers say a vehicle ran a red light and crashed into several other cars in the intersection. 18 people were hurt, including children. Police do not believe the driver who caused this crash was under the influence. We're going to be right back.
You protected our rights, preserved our freedom. You may have even risked your life for us. Now, it's our turn to fight for you. Your local Wisconsin emergency, energy, and housing assistance providers and the Keep Wisconsin Warm Cool Fund reward the service of our veterans with rental and energy support in their time of crisis. Apply today to get the fresh start you've earned.
Discover what's in store at Habitat Restore Dane County. You'll find something new every time you visit to keep your project on budget with low price and high quality home supplies. For one-of-a-kind items, shop Habitat Restore Dane County today.
The Better Business Bureau seal means trust and so much more.
It's important to us to have that accreditation, kind of like a stamp of approval.
It means quality products and great service.
The Better Business Bureau has been really helpful at providing educational pieces for the businesses.
Our accredited business owners are your neighbors, even friends.
The Better Business Bureau is a great place to start.
We're your BBB. Join our trustworthy community today at bbb.org.
Your senator is working with Donald Trump to take away your right to vote.
That's exactly what Ron Johnson is doing. It's why we must pass the Freedom to Vote Act.
With the Bucks, Alex Lasry took a stand.
Alex Lasry has used his power to expand voting rights.
I'll be a senator about action, not talk. We need to protect voting rights.
What makes him tick is his love and respect for people.
Equity and justice make us stronger. Alex gets it done.
I'm Alex Lasry, and I approve this message.
News 3 Now's Call for Action team advocates for you, asking the right questions.
You hope to make that right.
And getting results.
They sent a water heater the next day after you made the call.
Call for Action, only on News 3 Now.
It's been a couple of weeks now of freezing cold temps, so the idea of global warming probably isn't top of mind. But scientists are seeing changes even in this winter, and those changes indicate some changing patterns. Tonight on News 3 Now at 10, meteorologist Dana Fulton dug in and found out it's just the tip of the iceberg. Austin, I know you're really passionate about this too, so I'm imagining you're looking forward to this coverage as well.
I am, yeah, and I've been talking to Dana. She's been working on this here for quite some time as well, so I am very excited to see that actually debut here later on tonight at 10. And I'm also excited about just all the crazy football that we've seen here over the last few weekends, Brad. I mean, every game has been really, pretty much perfect, going into overtime, everything like that. What do you think?
I was going to say, I have no idea how you could possibly have better football than what we've seen other than the Packers.
Right.
You know, I wish we could have had that one back, but
I know.
It's always next year, I guess.
There's always next year, and I'm excited to see what's going on there. Joe Burrow, congratulations on making it into the Super Bowl, and tonight you may need to burrow yourself underground one more time here with a low of 10 degrees, but we're still going to see those slightly warming temperatures over the next few days. 32 degrees for that high temperature tomorrow, 38 degrees on Tuesday. A few of our models are even pushing the lower 40s. So if that ended up happening, I would not be shocked at all here based on the latest of what we're looking at here. But then that midweek snowstorm, less and less of a chance to actually see that locally. If you are traveling down to Chicago, they're going to see some hefty snowfall, and especially areas farther south.
All right, Austin, thanks so much, and we will see you later on tonight at 10.